Well, I'll tell you what, some old spots were definitely made new again. Well, welcome to Finding America. It's really nice to see you here. Now, last week, I came away very impressed with my new Minelab Equinox 900. And I just could not wait to get back out this past weekend and visit some very old permissions that I've had. Now, these places have been hunted extremely hard, and frankly, of late, the finds are pretty scarce. But I was hoping I might be able to take that new machine over there and see if it could pull anything from that hard hunted ground. Well, this time I went on two separate hunts, both of them early in the morning, trying to beat the heat. Now, this first one you're about to see, I head to a favorite spot of mine, a place where the old mill workers' houses once stood on the river. Now, this ground is about as hard hit as you could imagine. And although I didn't last very long in the heat, going down there definitely paid off. I'm back out with the Equinox 900, and I'll tell you something, the last video where I found all that stuff in a good spot, I did all that using the factory program and Park 1, straight stock settings. I'll tell you, they just really have these programs optimized. I'm so impressed so far, and I don't like to get ahead of myself, but I'll tell you what, I stepped out onto this place, which is another place. Now, I've come here and hunted for an hour and not had a single thing to film. But it's always been a good producing place, so I come back anytime I get new equipment. And believe it or not, I'm starting this episode off exactly how I started last week's. Check it out, 10 inches down. It was a nice, good signal and a railroad spike. I don't know what the odds are of that 2 episodes in a row, but if I find a second one, I'm really going to freak out. But yeah, pretty neat, and yeah, you know what's coming. A very cool train picture. Okay, I'm just going to show you this one real quick. Not a spectacular find by any means. It's going to head over into the trash pouch, but I'm just amazed because this particular part I have gridded east, west, north, south, diagonally. I mean, I've hunted the heck out of this area. I got the iron spike from the railroad, and then I got a nice high tone 87 to 88, 6 inches down, and there it is. Now I pulled out a couple nails, but I'm telling you, this thing, I am really getting very impressed with its ability on the iron. Yeah, it's amazing. But the key with this one is do not get your sensitivity up too high. It goes up to 28, but you don't need to go to 28. The factory preset on Park 1 is 20, and it's awesome at 20. You know, so I keep it at 20. It keeps it stable. It's not chatty. It won't high tone on every nail it comes across. I mean, so even though you're at 20 and it goes up to 28, you're not losing depth or anything. It's just, this is the optimum level of sensitivity to have. And I'm just shocked this is a high tone, and didn't get it before. So pretty interesting. Well, I just had to show you this one too. I just dug this piece. I brought it back out so I could show you right there. And I swung my coil over and got another sweet high tone. Look how far down that is. We're talking, well, my meter on the screen said 10 inches, but that's as deep as it shows. Probably 10, 11 inches. And check it out. I got a bigger piece of that, but it was giving me a nice high tone and repeatable both ways. And it's some kind of a trim piece. You see the mounting hole right there, but look at that. Nice little decorative section of it. And yeah, I'm telling you guys, I have beat this place to death. Ah, wow. And I haven't even gone 10 feet and I found 3 things. Very, very cool. Okay, I can't believe I found this here. Oh, I was like, holy moly, when I saw this pop out of the ground. It was giving me a nice high tone, 87 to 91, right in there. And I was fishing around 5 inches down. I saw it pop out. I saw the shape. I recognized it right away. I've only found one of these before, and you might remember, but I just got, look at this. Oh, that is a watch fob. And I know this shape. Oh, heck yes. Oh my gosh. This is a World War I watch fob with the eagle up here. Now, originally, I believe it had a penny in the center. I'm trying to remember, but the penny's long gone, I think. Who knows? I haven't checked the hole. But look at that. The one I found last time wasn't as nice as this one, because this one has a lot of the porcelain inlay still in it. Red and white stripes, the blue with the stars, and the eagle at the top. That is a World War I patriotic watch fob. For a pocket watch. Just wow. I mean, honestly, the last time I was here, I marched around for an hour and a half and didn't find a thing. I'm barely on this lot, and that pops up. I think it was on edge, the way it fell out, but oh, I'm so thrilled. I am so thrilled. That is awesome. Well, this one was giving me a nice solid 31. Wasn't very deep, but it looks to be the top 10 old bicycle bale. That's a pretty neat old find right there. Well, I always enjoy digging these, and mainly because I'm into old cars. But this is an old spark plug. It's an Autolite. Pretty old. It's going to be at least 60s before they became motorcraft. And I can actually make out the part number on this, BF82. And then I always enjoy looking the part number up to see what old cars it fit. Sometimes it fit motorcycles, boats, lawnmowers, cars, and trucks. So it's always an interesting piece to find, and happy to have it. Well, thanks to all of you watching last week, we have another mystery solved this week. You might recall that fancy little piece that Jason found in last week's episode. Now, a lot of you out there knew exactly what this was, but the very first to let me know were R. Anderson and Carol Ricks McDougald, who both let me know that this little piece was actually a picture hanger that would have been attached to the back of an old picture frame. So a huge thank you goes out to R. Anderson and Carol Ricks McDougald and everyone else who helped make last week's mystery find become this week's mystery solved. Well, the next morning on Saturday, I was up bright and early to get back out there again. Now, I really wanted to go to this one particular permission that I have, but it was far too early to show up there just yet. So I decided, hey, I'm going to kill a little bit of time and do some sidewalk hunting. And although I didn't find too much, the one thing I did find made it all worthwhile. Well, I'm up bright and early. There's going to be a little bit of traffic noise because I'm doing a little bit of sidewalk hunting, and this is an area that I've hunted in the past, so I just wanted to see what else I could find here. I was digging up a bunch of garbage, and I finally got it's bounced between 68 and 71 signal, about 4 inches down, and I threw the dirt up on the drop cloth, and look how it landed. I got a nice ring, and I am positive that is silver. Look at that. Isn't that a beauty? Not too shabby. No doubt about that. That is definitely sterling silver. So very happy to have that. And yeah, hopefully that's a sign of things to come. Well, after I found that beautiful silver ring, I noticed that it was finally a respectable time of the morning to show up at the next spot. Now, this next one is probably my most favorite permission of all, the huge old mansion on the hill. Now, I have made a lot of episodes at this location, and I've made a lot of spectacular finds at this location as well. But, to be honest, of late, the finds have become pretty scarce. And I was really hoping that the Equinox 900 might be able to find some things that I wasn't able to get in times past. And I have to say, it turned out pretty awesome. And that grand old home welcomed me back with open arms. Well, I thought my next stop with the Equinox 900 should be the old mansion. So I'm on the side of it, and there's the old servants' quarters slash carriage house. And yeah, I was just down here, got a nice 57 signal, and very cool. I was like, what is that? And check it out, a complete razor. That's an oldie. So 1910, 1920, somewhere in there. Very, very early piece, but yeah, you don't usually find them complete like this, so I'm very happy to have this one. Very cool piece. Well, this next signal is giving me a nice high tone. About 97, 98, repeatable both ways. I went down over a foot, and look at that. It's some type of enamel wear. Oh Lord, is that deep. Oh, check it out, it's an old cup. It's like an old coffee cup. Little handle right here. That's really cool. Gray enamel wear. Very, very cool. Boy, that thing was way down there too. I definitely had to work for this one, but that's such a neat looking piece. Well, hunting under a very old hemlock tree. Matter of fact, the owner told me her mother had planted it way, way back. So, got a 90 to 92 signal on this one. And this is what came out. It's very heavy. Obviously mounted to something. Might have been like a bracket for a handrail. Not sure, but it's very old. And very cool. I'll get it cleaned up, we'll get a better look at it, but yeah, it's just not something you see every day come out of the hole. Well, still under this hemlock tree enjoying the shade. Definitely trying to beat the heat. I'm supposed to hit 90 in a few hours. But this one's giving me a 37. Dug down, and that's what I got. Some kind of a buckle like I haven't seen before. That's pretty cool. It appears to be made out of some type of aluminum. So, just neat. Thought I'd share that one with you. Well, what do you know? I got another one. This one was giving me an 89, and this one's in a little better shape. So, I've got two of them, and yeah, it looks like maybe the end piece where the rail would have gone in. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. This one was giving me a 64, and I got some kind of piece to a brass buckle, maybe to a strap, or could be a belt buckle. But I'll get it cleaned up, see if I can see anything on it. It might help me figure out what it went to exactly, but yeah, it's definitely an older piece. Well, I thought I'd show you this one in situ. Gave me about a 75. I'd say it's about 7 inches down. And that's what I see right now. It's starting to look interesting, so I thought, what the heck, break out the camera and show it to you the way I found it. I'm going to work on it a little bit more, see if I can get it out. Well, it ended up being about 9 inches down, and turn my pin pointer off there. And that's the way it looked. Now I pulled it out, but when I pulled the top piece off, there was another piece under it. So I wanted to put it back to show you how it was. But I don't know exactly what it is. Look at this, the little teeth there. Sort of a ratchet or something. It went through this. That is just a bizarre looking piece. I've never seen anything like that. Hopefully when I get it cleaned up, it'll have something on it. And here's the other piece. That one might have something on it. Very cool. Very old. And yeah, this is my kind of find. Some oddball stuff. Like I say, I love it. If it's weird and old, I am definitely into it. Well, I'll tell you what, this piece just made my day. This is really cool. Originally chrome plated, but I got it cleaned up. It's got a lot of fancy design here. And this seems to be some type of a handle that would have adjusted this ratchet going across. But when I cleaned it up, check it out. It says J.R. Pollenberg's Sons. And then it has a patent date on the other side of 1894. March 27th, 1894. So hopefully I can look up that patent date and maybe figure out what this was, but pretty darn cool. I think it would have gone like this. It would have fit in this slot up here. Isn't that awesome? I'll tell you, those are the finds that keep me going. Love that stuff. Well, this is a very nice signal here. Well, I should say recovery. It was a nice signal too. It was giving me a 64, about 9 inches down. I finally got it, tossed it up on the drop cloth and saw what it was, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And it's kind of funny because this kind of goes with the next video's mystery solved. And this is a very nice Victorian era picture hanger. You see that? That is awesome. Yep, that would have gone on the picture rail that they would have mounted on the wall, and they would have had these hanging from the picture rail, and then the wire from the picture would go through that and it would be suspended, the painting or whatever would be suspended below. But these are really cool because they always have, well, not always, but often have some very cool decorations on them, like this one. I've even found one with a patent date before 1800s, so very awesome piece. I'll get it cleaned up and get you a better look at it. That's just a great piece. Well, take a look at that. Isn't that awesome? Love the design on this one. And what makes it even more special is I know the house that it was once hanging inside. So very cool. And we'll see what else I can find over here. Well, just a few feet away from that Victorian picture hanger, the 900 got another signal. It was 47 to low 50s. Out of the hole was giving me a 55, but it's pretty cool. It was all the way underneath this bush. I had to get on my hands and knees to dig that out. But check that out. That's an oldie. That's a solid brass shotgun shell, and that is definitely going to have some age to it. And I cleaned it off, and I can make out Winchester. Probably 12 gauge here, but that is a very old shotgun shell, so I'll have to do a little research and see just how old it is. But yeah, I don't find those very often. Might have a nice coin in the hole here. I was getting a 64.65 on the 900, and I popped the digger and out came a coin. And I'm hoping this might be my first Indian with the Equinox 900. It was giving me about a 64.65 signal, and come on baby, be an Indian, be an Indian. Whoa, it's crusty. I think it is an Indian though. It's definitely crusty. Yep. All right. Oh, there you go. My first Indian with the Equinox 900. Let me get it toothpicked. And actually, I've got an Andre pencil I carry with me. It works a lot better than a toothpick. And let me get it cleaned up, and we'll see if I can get a date off it. Oh, I'm very happy with that. Well, there you go. 1902. How cool is that? Look at the backside. Beautiful coin. Very nice. And out of the hole, this rings up at a 60.61 on the 900 and also on the 700. So very cool and very, very happy with that. Well, I definitely had a couple days of fun out there metal detecting, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed using that Equinox 900 at those very hard hit spots. And at the end of the day, I came home with some really unusual and very nice quality finds. And here's another look at all those finds that I was able to recover in this episode. Well, I love weird and frankly wacky history, and if you do too, you're going to want to stick around for a little bit longer, as I've got some very weird and wacky history coming up in just a few seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure, and I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.